Hello and good evening from St. Louis Park High School Athletic Field. Bruce Homer along with Paul Bodwin, and tonight it's the St. Louis Park Orioles playing their second game of the season, and they take on the Waconia Wildcats. So both teams coming into this game at 0-1, both looking for their first wins of the season, and hopefully we'll have a good contest. Paul, a little bit colder than it was when we did the game last week.
It sure is. Yeah, it's a little bit chillier, but not too bad. Luckily, there's no wind, but I'm sure the St. Louis Park team is fired up to play their first home game, even though the fans are sparse, which they probably would have been even without COVID on a night like this. But I'm sure they're pumped up for their first home game of the season.
And we're live tonight, so we want to thank you if you're joining us. We had a pretty good crowd who joined us for the last game as we did Benilde against Orono, in a game where Orono pretty much dominated Benilde, and Benilde had beaten Orono the year before pretty handily. So now we're in a situation where St. Louis Park plays Waconia. They beat Waconia 27-17 last year, and now they play them again this year, and we'll see. Hopefully they can keep that trend going.
Yeah, absolutely, although you could argue this is not really the same St. Louis Park team as last year.
Correct.
Got a lot of young players. We got a fresh new quarterback in Will Dvorak, who had a really tough task ahead of him last week, playing one of the best teams in the state in Chaska. So we got a young, excited St. Louis Park team that is a different one than we saw last year. So we'll see how they fare today, and I'm sure they're chomping at the bit to get out there.
Well, and they need to get that running game going. They were minus 20-some yards in the last game, and it's not very often in high school football you end up the game in the minus category. And I think part of that may have been quarterback getting sacked and not having time to throw the football. So hopefully Will gets a little more time. And for Waconia, they lost to a tough team in Cooper in a very close game. So we'll see how tonight's contest fares. Kicking off will be Hezekiah Johnson for St. Louis Park. McAnally and Parker back. This is McAnally.
Oh,
he gets a nice haul, and he's pulled down at the 39-yard line. So the starting lineup for the Wildcats, as we see their offensive line with going to be Roy Mendoza, Buffington, Fitzsimmons, and Kamen. The starting quarterback is Carson Dobmeyer. He's a senior. And got the two brother running backs, Max McAnally and Sam McAnally. We saw Max getting a little more carries so far in the early going in the first week of the season. Wide receivers Sean Johnson and Parker Dustin, the tight end Mac Schwably.
Are we certain those two are brothers? Because last week they thought the Dvoraks on Park were brothers.
Yeah, good question. I'm just it's more of an assumption, but they are 2 years apart. And
nice.
McAnally is taken down on a nice play by the Orioles, Deontez Ross.
Yeah, that's Deontez Ross, a big, quick, athletic guy coming in, breaking right through with a great tackle for a loss to open up with the first play from scrimmage.
As we see the St. Louis Park starting defense. The defensive line is Pearson, Boxley, Harmon, and Barrow. Linebackers Bendixson, Dvorak, Artega, Moot, cornerbacks Ross, Giovanelli, safeties Kemp and Standifer. Right up the middle and breaking a couple tackles and still on his feet right at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, and I think that was Artega with the initial hit. I'm not sure, but really heads up, got in there and slowed him down. He had a hole, but he got plugged up quick.
Yeah, and that was Dobmeyer, the quarterback. Dobmeyer
gotcha.
has carried the ball so far this season 9 times for 27 yards. The big rusher has been McAnally. He carried last game 16 times, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns. Passing for Dobmeyer, he was 11 for 27 in the first game, 95 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. From the 45, back to pass, quick throw on the near side, caught, breaking the tackle and getting the first down was this number 24, I believe.
Yeah, and I believe that was Stefano Giovanelli coming in there, and he was going for the pick, and he may have had it. I kind of like what he did there because he had a shot at almost a pick six, if you'll see here, but that meant he didn't get the hit, didn't get the tackle. And so they got a first down, but that's Giovanelli coming in aggressive.
Yeah, Samuel Copy was the receiver. He was not listed in the starting lineup, but got in, made the catch, and first down. And again, Orioles got to make that first tackle. First running back through gets nowhere. And that was number 4, Sam McAnally. And a great job by pursuit by the Orioles.
Yeah, so far, Bruce, they are really plugging up the running game.
Yeah, Ortega, number 9, got in there and did a great job. So they call it a loss of about a yard. We'll bring up a second down, maybe 11 yards to go. The wind has died down tonight, Paul, which makes a big difference for these teams, throwing-wise, but also just in the temperature of this game.
And it makes it a lot easier for us, too, Bruce.
Absolutely. And around, McAnally, and good pursuit by the defense. Once again, Ortega was one of the players in on the tackle.
Yep, and another stuffed run, and we're looking at long distances to go here, and that's where you want to be when you're on the defense, and it's not where you want to be when you're on the offense. When you start getting into second and long, third and long, it really tightens things up in terms of your options, and so we'll see what Waconia comes up with here.
So the ball spotted on the 43-yard line, 3rd down, 9 to go. Dobmeyer checks over the field, back to pass. Dobmeyer has plenty of time to throw. Now throws to the far side, open and dropped by number 1, Sean Johnson. I think he saw the end zone wide open in front of him and took his eye off the ball a little bit. And fortunately for St. Louis Park, that could have definitely been 6 points. You see Dobmeyer had a lot of time to throw. He looked to the left, threw to the left, and nothing more you can say. It was just a great throw, and you can see that Johnson unhappy with himself, not able to haul that one in.
Looked like there was maybe some busted coverage there of some kind. Somebody got away. Deontez Ross came in as fast as he could to try to break it up. But you're right, that looked like 6 points, and I think that was Sean Johnson is beating himself up on that one, but he'll get over it.
So Rodney to punt. And a punt that's going to bounce. Fielded. Is that Dvorak?
Yep.
Gets out to the 22-yard line.
Yeah, Bruce, earlier you mentioned the St. Louis Park offense and the negative running game last year. I watched the game earlier today, and a lot of that was actually due to bad snaps. They had 3 or 4 snaps flying over the quarterback's head, one of them for a safety. So Dvorak was chasing down some bad snaps all game, and I don't think that helped.
You know, Zeke Oppegaard, the leading rusher for the Orioles in that game, 13 rushes for 18 yards.
But they were also going up against a big, quick Chaskoff defensive pass rush and defensive line.
So Will Dvorak, the junior, first-year starter. And off and no gain.
Yeah, but it looked like a little play action. I'm not sure who took the ball, but didn't get much out of it.
I think that was Oppegaard, and no gain on the play. Bring up a second down, 10 yards to go. Oppegaard in the backfield.
Let's see if Dvorak can sling one.
Trips to the far side. And they're going to give a handoff again and stacked up behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, another little play action it looked like, and just wasn't quite there. I mentioned the snaps were a problem last week. They were really a problem mostly first half. They tightened it up, and it looks a lot tighter today too.
Well, Jason Foster, the coach for the St. Louis Park Orioles, first-year head coach. He's been on with the program for a while, but getting the nod as head coach this year.
So we'll look to see Dvorak probably with his first pass here at 3rd and 17.
And they're going to go with the run again. So the Orioles have said, okay, we had negative running the first game. We need to get the running game going, which will open up our pass. That time they had 3 plays called on the run and unable to get the first down. So punting situation now for St. Louis Park. They'll bring on Zach Helfman to do the punting.
Yeah, so 3 and out for Park. That's not how you want to open things up, but it's early, and they need to keep going back to that run, like you said. Just keep pounding the ball, see if you can get it working.
So Waconia should get good field position here. Low snap. This is trouble, and Helfman has to fall on the football. Waconia is going to get the ball deep in Oriole territory.
Yeah, and that's too bad. As I just said, the snaps were a problem early last week. They tightened it up, but that's exactly what some of the issues have been. That's something they're going to really need to work on, because those just kill you in a situation like that. Like you said, Waconia now deep in Oriole territory.
Yeah, we take a look at it again, and that ball was just rolled on the ground.
Yeah, there was nothing else Dvorak could do there other than fall on it.
So the ball on the 13-yard line. Great opportunity now for Waconia to take the first lead of the game. And the pitch to McAnally. McAnally breaks the first tackle and stays on his feet, gets maybe a couple.
And that was a nice design play, just a little toss there in the backfield, I think, and it fooled the defense a little bit. They over-pursued. Didn't get much out of it, but it could have been worse.
Okay, so see how the Orioles' red zone defense plays here as the ball at the 10-yard line. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Couple wide outs to the near side. Meyer, he's back to pass. He's looking. Now throws over the middle, almost intercepted.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what he was looking for there. He threw it right into Park territory. And it looked like
Daryl Kemp.
Yeah, Daryl Kemp had a shot at it, but it was just over his head.
Yeah, look at it. I mean, that not too far over his head. That's one that Daryl probably would like to take back. He may have had a chance to catch that one.
Absolutely. And although, though, you know, it's not too cold out here, but
right.
We are in that point where getting those fingertip grabs can be difficult in the cold. The ball's a little slipperier, and kind of got to get acclimated to it. But, yeah, he'd like to have that back, I'm sure.
Also, only the 2nd game of the season, too. These teams did not have a lot of practice time with the COVID break and coming back and having to get back into things. They only had a couple weeks to get ready, and so still trying to work out some of the kinks. Back to pass, Meyer. He's got a lot of time again. Now throws, and it's incomplete.
And then that just looked like another, you know, broken up play, and that's one where he did have time, but there was just nobody open, nobody for him to really go to.
Right, great coverage.
And when you have a short field, that's what you can do in those situations. You can plug things up more, and it is easier to cover because you don't have all that field downfield for you to worry about. But that'll bring up 4th and 9, and looks like Waconia.
I think they'll go for it here.
Go for it.
Yeah, their kicker was 1 for 2 on extra points, so maybe they felt that's a good opportunity here to go for it. Meyer back to pass, throws to the corner, and it's caught. Oh, he's out of bounds.
Well, one of them called it. Somebody signaled a touchdown.
Oh, now they got it. We're going to have to look at this one again.
Yeah, we had a situation where one ref said out of bounds, one signaled TD.
Yeah, that's Trevor Stockman. All he has to do is get 1 foot in, and he does.
Yeah, that looks like a touchdown to me.
Great catch. Good throw.
Yep, and that is who was it that caught that, Bruce?
That was Stockman, Trevor Stockman.
Looks like a big kid, and that was, I think, what they designed. Get a big, tall kid in there. Let's put it up, and it's like that jump ball situation, you know. Just throw it up there and see if he can go get it.
Yeah, Stockman's 6'6", so they're going to go for it here on go for the 2-point conversion. Max McAnally in the backfield. He gets the carry and gets the 2-point conversion.
Well, it's an unfortunate series of events for St. Louis Park with the bad snap on the punt. Made it easy for Waconia. Didn't have to go far. They're up 8-0 now. What's really important for St. Louis Park here, it is early. There is a lot of game left. Don't get too down on yourself. Get back working on that run game and come out with a nice long, good drive here.
We get a good look, good camera angle of the 2-point conversion and some good blocking on the offensive line. So the Orioles trail 8-0 early on. 5:03 to go here in the first quarter. They'll get the football back. And again, St. Louis Park had their first possession, and it was 3 runs, 3 and out. And then the fumbled punt, and it was actually the bad snap. Nothing the punter, Helfman, could do on that play. And that led to the 8 points that Waconia has right now in the lead.
Oh, I was mistaken earlier. I thought Dvorak was punting. So here we go, a time to reset for the Orioles. And we'll see what they come up with. I'm sure Dvorak would like to get out throwing the ball a little bit too.
So Luke Peterson's kick. And taking it out to the 25-yard line.
That was Stefano Giovanelli on the return. So the Orioles are at the 25-yard line. Nice, comfortable place to be. Let's get it going.
Yeah, we'll see now if the Orioles elected to open it up a little bit, try and get some time. And I think that may have been one of the reasons that they decided, okay, let's run 3 times. And now hopefully they'll be guarding against the run and give us a little bit more time to throw the ball. Dvorak, he is back to pass. Now he steps up into the pocket. He rolls, looks downfield, has a player open. Deontay's Ross, and it was deflected at the last second by Sean Johnson.
Yeah, that was some good defense. Deontay's had that, but he just came in and knocked it right out. And heads up by Dvorak here to run around, scamper around, keep a field of vision, get a nice solid throw out, but the defense was just too good.
Yeah, again, maybe just a little short on the throw. And just a good defense. Sean Johnson didn't have his head turned, but he was able to have his hand in the right position. So.
Yeah, it was a little bit underthrown, but he was also kind of thrown off balance too, and so he's going to have to be careful about that because those are the kind of balls that can get picked off too. Another low snap.
A quick pass, high, fielded, and what a hit.
Wow. Yeah, that was a hit.
That was Max McAnally on the defensive play.
It looked like he just kind of knocked him right upside the head. I mean, it looked dangerous to me, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe not as bad as I thought.
That was Amos who was the receiver on the play.
And he took a hit, but he got right back up. So I think he's all right.
That was a throw that a little high, so Amos had to wait for it to come down.
Yeah.
And that sort of put him in position to get hit pretty hard.
So we're looking at 3rd and long again. It's going to be crucial for them to convert this, I think.
Low snap again. And there's pressure. And good job by Dvorak. Now he throws wide open downfield and over the outstretched arms of Amos, who was open at the 50-yard line with no one within 5 yards of him.
Yeah, another, that's hard stuff. You got a low snap, you're getting chased, there's some breakdown in the coverage, and he had him, and he just overthrew him a little too much.
Yeah, he tried to place the ball instead of throwing it, tried to, over the defender, and the defender actually came up at the last minute, so Amos had really that wide open space. Now we're going to have to get another good snap here because we've had a couple tough snaps. We'll see if we can get the punt off this time. This is Zach Helfman back. Good snap. That punt was almost blocked. Ball bounces at the 40 and will roll dead somewhere between the 45, 46-yard line.
And if there's any encouragement on the Park offense so far, I do like the way Dvorak is able to move around when things break down. He's put on 15 pounds since last year, been working out a lot, and so hopefully he can start to connect some of those passes. But I do like the way he's been able to move around and improvise and make some things happen potentially.
Yeah, again, just take a little bit of time. Sometimes you get a little pumped up, you got a little adrenaline, you're overthrowing your players a little bit, and once you get that first completion, all of a sudden things fall into place. Man in motion, Dobmeyer hands off. Nice gain.
Yeah, that was a nice run. Things just kind of clicked right there. He had a little bit of a hole, good push. waited for his blockers and picked up some good yardage.
Number 2, McAnally on the carry for the Wildcats, brought down by number 45.
There's a good chance that one of the McAnallys will be taking the football when they're running the football here.
I think that's a safe assumption.
Max McAnally in the backfield, back to pass. Dobmeyer had pressure, has it knocked away, and Orioles have the football.
What a heads-up play on defense. That pass was blocked and fell. I'm not sure who caught it, but it was right into his arms for an interception, and that's a huge play for the St. Louis Park Orioles, the kind of momentum shifter they needed.
That was number 33, DeJuan Pearson, the sophomore. What a great play. And a big break. Hopefully that can get the Orioles fired up, as they're going to have great field position inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line.
Yep, Waconia has had some really good, they're keeping the pass rush at bay. I mean, he had time. Maybe just waited too long, but who had the block? I couldn't quite tell who came in and blocked it, but just some great defense by the Orioles, and let's see if they can make something happen with it.
Man in motion to the near side. He gets the football. That's Deontay Ross, and he gets a couple yards to the 35. So a positive gain in the running game this time.
Number 2, Ross on the carry for the Orioles. Brought down by number 4.
I like the Orioles trying to mix it up a little bit, bring a little jet sweep, have a guy coming around, and
yeah, it's the kind of play I'd like to see him do a little bit more of. It seemed to be a little slow to develop, but he did get some positive yards, and let's see if they can keep this moving and get to first down here, or at least a 3rd and short.
Well, Deontay's lines up on the near side. Amosy also lined to the near side. Back to pass. Looking to the near side, throws.
There it is.
It's caught. And what are they going to say here?
Looks like they're
complete.
It's complete. I think that was Amos, wasn't it?
It was.
Great concentration. He gets hit hard, hangs onto the ball. Very difficult pass to make. As we look at this again, watch him jump up. He's vulnerable, gets hit, and ooh, I don't know. That foot might have been out of bounds, but we'll take it.
Well, you know, all it really amounted for is about a 1-yard gain. So either way, it's not going to be a big impact on that play. So
but
it's going to bring up 3rd down 4, but that's a big play for the quarterback. It gives him a little bit of confidence.
And he knows his receivers can go and get a ball like that.
So 3rd down, 4 yards to go. Here's where the Orioles would love to get that running game going, where they get that 4 yards. But they're going to have Dvorak throwing downfield and up for grabs and incomplete.
Almost had it. Looking for Deontay Ross again. Looked like he maybe underthrew it. It was real similar to that other one that he had to Ross. And
well, it's nicely defended by Sean Johnson. Watch number 1, Sean Johnson, and he was really had his eye on the ball and was able to get back. Again, that ball was thrown a little bit more towards the corner. I think Deontay's may have been able to adjust, and that would have been over the head of the defender, Sean Johnson.
Yeah, so if you see here, Deontay has to slow down, turn his body, kind of break his stride, and that makes it so that the defender can get in there and block that pass, even if it's with his back.
Orioles going for it on 4th down, trying to draw the defense off sides. Dvorak looks to the sideline. Now takes the snap. He throws quick over the middle, complete. 1st down for the Orioles. That was just a nice play.
That's a great play. It looked like he was going with a hard count of some kind, trying to draw him off sides, but they still snap the ball and makes an important completion and more importantly, a 1st down.
Yeah, and to the sure-handed McCabe Dvorak, who's a great receiver for the Orioles, and he makes the catch, and you like that because you saw that Dvorak has been rolling every play. This time he stuck in the pocket, was able to make that quick throw over the middle and complete it.
So here we go, 1st and 10 on the 21 and 20-yard line. Let's find some end zone Orioles.
Let's get a nice run for Oppegard here. They're going to pass the football. Thrown down the far side. And
he's got him!
Amos. Or that was that Dvorak or?
That was,
or number 6?
I don't have.
Standifer, number 6, it looks like.
Oh, yeah. Derek Standifer there with a great catch. Good hands, concentrates. The throw is there. This time he gets enough on it to get it past the secondary there, and it's touchdown Park, and here we go.
Yeah, Johnson and Dustin Parker Dustin were on the play. And so a chance to tie go down by 1. They're going to go for the 1-point conversion. That's a good snap. The kick is up. It's good.
Yeah, no reason to go for 2 there. It's early. You go with what your game plan is. You kick the extra point. You're down 8-7, which in a lot of ways just feels functionally like a tie at this point, even though it's not.
And again, the big play, as we see Standifer, great hand-eye coordination, as he had to look over the top of Parker Dustin and was able to watch that ball in.
And you know, it really was a pretty pass, too. I have the advantage of Will Dvorak being my next-door neighbor, and I've seen him out in the street with his dad all summer, all fall, just working on mechanics, and you could see that come to fruition right there. Really well-thrown ball, nice tight spiral, and it's fun to see him get out there and throw a touchdown pass like that after working so hard this whole offseason.
So Orioles back in it. They trail 8-7. And we can see the Orioles are predominantly a passing team, right? They ran 3 times, and maybe that set up the pass for them. The big thing is they're getting a little time to throw the football, and that can make a lot of difference. And Will Dvorak's now really made 3 or 4 good throws in a row. So Peterson with the kick.
And it's pretty impressive for a first-year starter.
McAnally.
Nice
Stiff arms his way down to the 36.
That's a strong stiff arm. A tough kid.
Maybe not as strong as Henry the other night on Monday Night Football, but that was a stiff arm for the ages. But here you take a look and you see he'll change, put the ball in the other hand. Does a great job there, pushes off the defender and gets a couple extra yards out of it. So.
Yep. Yeah, nobody stiff arms quite like Henry does. So now it's 1st and 10 for Waconia, and
you know what's interesting is Waconia seems like they're able to run the football, but they wanted to get the passing game. They had a 2nd down, 1 yard to go when they threw that interception, and they thought, well, maybe that's open up for the pass, and that turnover again. So we saw 2 turnovers and both teams capitalizing so far here in the first quarter.
And there they go with the run.
Yeah, McAnally, and good defense by the Orioles.
Yeah, it's their running game. It's not that they've totally struggled, but Park has shown to be good at stopping and slowing the run. I'm having a tough time getting my words out here, Bruce. So I think that's why we're seeing them pass a little bit, trying to open things up, because Park's defensive line has really done a good job plugging things up.
2nd down, 7 yards to go. Carson Dobmeyer. Back to pass, throws over the middle. Nice pass, is complete.
There's a flag down on the play. Late flag. And that really was a nice pass. The pocket was collapsing on him.
Yeah, it was thrown to the tight end, Max Schwably.
And I missed what the penalty was, but it was on Park, so I imagine. Yeah, he had the not sure what's going on the field right now. But he had the pocket collapsing on him here. You can see a little bit, and he just fires a dart right where it needs to be to get rid of the ball and make 1st down.
I think the officials are trying to decide, is this something that gets tacked on at the end of the play, and I think they are gonna. It was roughing the passer.
Oh yes. Yeah, because I didn't see any kind of declining of the penalty, so that's going to be a big gain for Waconia, the kind of mistake you don't want to make, especially in this situation where you're in midfield and now you're creeping into the red zone.
Right, and that's where the, in high school it's a little bit different. You either take or decline the penalty maybe in the NFL, but here it gets tacked on to the end of the play, and that's really to protect the players a little bit more. Not that they don't protect them enough in the NFL. Dobmeyer, and he's dragged down. That's what you call a shirt string tackle.
I think so. Yeah, he hung on to dear life, dragging him by the shirt. Strong fingers.
Number 5, Dobmeyer, brought down by number 55, Boxley Harmon for a long.
Yeah, Michael Boxley Harmon. (8-7) our score. Waconia leads. We're at the end of the first quarter. So pretty fast-moving first quarter, Paul, and a pretty evenly played first quarter.
Yeah, I suspect these, I kind of thought this game would be close. These teams are relatively closely matched, and as you said, Park beat him last year, and so I expect we're going to have a really good game today, and it's just going to come down to I think, who makes the least mistakes, really, is often what these games come down to.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the second quarter here in just a minute.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our technical skills, our math, our engineering skills. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our organizational skills, our problem-solving skills. You're going to need our determination, our honesty, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Bruce Holman along with Paul Bodwin as we get ready to start the second quarter. Carson Dobmeyer, his handoff is to Sam McAnally. Cuts back up the field. McAnally on his feet gets inside the 25 to the 23.
That's a nice run by McAnally, and they are knocking on the door again.
Brings up second and short for the Wildcats.
And we had a little play action there that I think also fooled the camera crew.
Well, Daryl Kemp making the tackle on that play and keeping it at the 24-yard line. See if the Wildcats just try and keep running the football until the Orioles can stop them. That's Sam McAnally.
Yeah, and a real nice tackle there by, looked like McCabe Dvorak. Just got behind him, wrapped him up, and pulled him right down.
Number 2 on the carry for the Wildcats.
And like you said, they've been going with the run here. Going to really try to push this Oriole defense.
Owen Armheim comes in as a wide receiver.
First down Wildcats.
Sean Johnson to the near side. And quarterback keeper, Dobmeyer.
And it looks like some play action stuff they've got going, and they really fake it well. Which, is what enables a quarterback to get some yards on a play like that.
Yeah, Dobmeyer took a pretty good hit as he was spun around by Daryl Kemp, who made the tackle. He's going to bring up a second down and a yard to go. We saw the 2nd and 1, Waconia throwing the football and having the interception. I think they'll continue to run the football. They've been successful so far. See if we get Max. Oh, they're going to throw it. Paul, I don't know this Waconia offense.
It's early in the season, Bruce.
That's Armheim.
They keep you on your toes, this Waconia offense. But that's how you do it. You know, you run, pass, and it's
right. And it shows
open.
Right, it shows they have the confidence in their quarterback. Carson Dobmeyer is a senior, and nice, as you mentioned, nice run by the wideout Armheim, able to catch the football. So first down, goal to goal. It's at the 4-yard line. Both McAnally's in the backfield. Max out of the I formation. He's going to get a block from his brother as he goes into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where the timing on that really worked out well there, Bruce. He got the ball while he was pretty much at his top speed when he got the ball. So that means he's able to run hard, making it all the more difficult to take him down, and also got some really good blocking. Well-designed, well-executed play by Waconia to go up again. And I suspect we'll be seeing a 2-point conversion.
Right, the last time they ran McAnally. See what they do here.
And I'm sure the Orioles would love to stop this 2-point conversion to keep it 14-7.
Well, there's a chance. High snap. Back to pass. Dobmeyer just lobs it wide open.
He's got somebody, though.
And I think we're going to have ineligible. There's going to be the linemen were downfield, so
yeah.
That play is not going to count.
And that can often happen on a play like that with the botch snap, and things kind of get chaotic, and you often see an ineligible man downfield on those. And Park's hoping that's the case. So waiting on the call here, are we?
Eligible player downfield.
The receiver was Trevor Stockman.
Replay the try.
So that's actually, in some ways, a break for Waconia, and then they get to retry it. I mean, they had the 2 points taken away, but they get to do it again. So it's a do-over for the center.
Yeah, they're going to go for it again here. So this time they send out Armheim and Stockman over on the far side. On the near side is Sean Johnson. And we're going to get a timeout by the Waconia Wildcats.
Waconia.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if they ever do kick the ball, and it makes you wonder if you're never going to kick the ball, how's your kicker ever going to get developed? So I don't know if they're waiting for a bigger lead or what it is, but so far all we've seen from Waconia is 2-point conversions and going for it on 4th down.
Well, and we've seen his kickoffs, and he's got a pretty decent leg. He's able to kick the ball downfield pretty decently. So that doesn't necessarily mean you can kick field goals, or because it takes 3 players. It takes the snapper, the holder, and the kicker,
yep.
Along with the offensive line. But
yeah, it's a whole different thing trying to kick field goals. But it'll be interesting to see if they continue to do this, and if they're successful at it. It can actually start to be kind of problematic when you're matching them touchdown for touchdown, but they keep getting 1 more point than you. At some point, Park might need to start going for 2.
That's correct. That they'll force the hand for St. Louis Park, and that's exactly right, Paul, and put St. Louis Park in a situation where they will have to go for 2. If they get the touchdowns, that's
yes.
the key. So.
Yeah, if you're matching touchdown for touchdown, and assuming they keep getting their 2-point conversions. If they don't get it here, now it's all even Steven in a way.
Corey Shea, the head coach of the Wildcats, and he didn't like what he saw, so he called the timeout here. We'll see what they go with here. They have a couple wideouts to the near side. That's Arnheim and Sean Johnson. They're going to go to the far side, and incomplete, thrown a little bit behind the intended receiver, and that was Stockman. So they had Stockman breaking.
Yep.
And he's got that good size. They threw it there and just a little bit behind him.
And I was just going to say that, Bruce, a little bit behind him. It's a very catchable ball, but those are really hard catches to pass when you're forced to kind of completely stop your body's motion to try to turn around and get a good hand on the ball. So
and that time he had the inside position on Joe Vanelli, Giovanelli was riding his coattail a little bit, and so a good throw may have had that 2-point conversion. But that's big because now St. Louis Park only trails by 7. So if you get the 2-point conversion 1 out of every 2 times, St. Louis Park makes their extra points every time. We'll be in a tie ball game.
Yep, absolutely. So that's in some ways I would think a little breath of relief for Park here, and now they're playing that 14-7 game rather than 16-7. I also wonder if Waconia is going to keep testing the young Giovanelli, just a sophomore.
Kick fielded on the far side.
Got a hole.
Brought out to the 31-yard line.
Number 18, Giovanelli on the return for the Orioles. First on Orioles.
Yeah, so a nice return. It looked like he had a hole. I would have liked to have seen him hit it harder.
And that was Giovanelli.
Yeah, but just got wrapped up there and kept it safe, and you're not complaining starting at the 32-yard line.
Right. Hard for us with these uniforms to get all the numbers here, as we don't have really a real close vantage point, but we're trying to do the best we can here.
Yes. Yeah, the Park uniforms in particular are hard to see the numbers. Or maybe we're just old.
That could be it. So a couple of yards on the run. Jordan Moore in the game. Number 10. Man in motion, back to pass. Dvorak rolls to the far side, throws, and it's complete at the 39-yard line.
And a nice just hard thrown ball, finds his man on the run. I think Dvorak really does enjoy rolling out.
Yeah, Brady Walsh does a good job as he's taking a hit right as as the ball comes to him. As the hit was by Carson Dobmeyer.
And that's a big play right there. You're going from 2nd and 10, you pick up 6 yards. Now you're only looking at 3rd and 4 rather than 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 7. You get the first down, but you got some yards. Now it's going to open things up here.
About the 38-yard line. Trips to the near side. Dvorak, he's got some pressure, and he is going to go down at the 29-yard line.
The ball's loose, but I think he was down, and there was really not much he could do there. The pass rush was just too fierce, and he goes down for a sack and a big loss.
Again, Dvorak, he saw that rush coming, and he's like, nothing I can do, just hold on to that football.
Yep.
You see it did come out, but after he hit the ground.
So that's unfortunate for Park, but, you know, sometimes when the pass rush is such as it is, there's just nothing you can do. And you can see him when he looks one way, and it was, oh no, I gotta get out of here, and looks the other way, and there's nowhere to go.
Elfman to punt. Good snap. A lot of pressure. And again, that one was almost blocked as the defender rushing from the outside came in, and Elfman did a good job just to get rid of that football.
Yeah, and I think he may have gotten a finger on it or something, but even so, in that situation, you have to kick it so fast, you lose some power, you lose some strength, you generally don't kick it as well. Fortunately for Park, it did take a little bit of an Orioles roll.
You know, if you're playing a field position game, this really favors the Wildcats, as they've had great field position every time they've gotten the football.
Yeah, that's true, and I can't remember where they got where they started their last touchdown drive. I know their first was, you know, they were way deep in Park territory, so they haven't had to do any long, sustained drives downfield to score a touchdown.
McAnally will take it around the end. McAnally breaks a tackle, comes up the field, one guy to beat. McAnally at the 15 to the 10, stays on his feet. Touchdown, Sam McAnally. Or Max
Wow.
McAnally. That's number 2, Max. And what a run.
That was an incredible run. Great blocking, great field of vision. and he really kind of deked out Deontez Ross at the end of it.
Yeah, he comes across. You
Cuts
see
the
a
corner.
cutback, right? And cuts inside. Looked like he was going to get tripped up here. Stays on his feet and cut underneath Ross.
Yeah, and it looked like Ross did the right thing, kind of hung back, waiting to play the right angle and not over pursue. But he's got some quick feet and just cut back the other direction to sneak underneath Ross and get in for an incredible 50-yard touchdown run.
Second touchdown of the game for McAnally, and they'll go for 2 here again. Longest run of the game, 50 yards. In motion, keeper Dobnik breaks the tackle, gets into the end zone.
And he's in.
Yeah, the Orioles got the first hit on him, and he was able to spin off of it. Take a look here, and good blocking. That was number 9, Artiga.
Yeah, Artiga got the first hit on him, but it almost looked like he was trying to take the ball away rather than wrap him up and stop him. Big kid who you would hope could do that, but they got some powerful running over there in Waconia, and they're now up 22-7 with 7 minutes left in the first half. And I think what Park needs more than anything here is a nice, long, sustained drive that ends in a touchdown.
It's still 6:56 to go in the first half, so plenty of time for the Orioles. And you mentioned they just need to keep the ball out of Waconia's hands, give this defense a little bit of a break. And Orioles have had a couple 3-and-outs in this football game, so the defense has been on the field more than the offense. Low kick taken by that man at the 30. And the Orioles will start from the 39, so they have good field position here.
Yep, good field position. Time to get out and just work that clock. Give the defense a rest. See if you can get the last score of the half. You're going to feel pretty good if you can go into the half down 22-14.
22.
We also have to remember this, as I said earlier, this Orioles offense is kind of new. They don't have a lot of years working together. You've got a young quarterback in his first year starting. You've got a lot of young players, very few seniors. So they're still working on gelling as well.
Oppegard in the backfield. He's the one who took that kick return, was able to field it nicely, and he was the up man. Back to pass. Dvorak has time, but no one open. Now he comes to the near side, needs to just throw it away, and actually had a receiver there that it was intended for. Incomplete.
Yep, he had Amels there, and he just got broken up, and would have been a nice short gain, but either way, it was smart of Dvorak to get rid of the ball there.
Second down.
That was more of a coverage sack, or not a sack, but a coverage play. Great coverage by the Wildcats team. And Dvorak had a lot of time, which was the positive part of that play. Pair of wideouts each side of the ball here. Man in motion to the near side. Back to pass. Dvorak, he has room to run. Now he throws it wide open, and it's caught. Breaking the tackle. That's,
I think it was Dvorak who caught that ball.
No, that's number 6, Standifer.
6. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah, and like you said, great play by Dvorak in that he did have room to run, but he's a young quarterback, first year starting, but he doesn't just take that and go for it. He sees that he's got a man wide open downfield, and he hits him for a huge play for Park.
Again, second nice catch that Standifer has made, and a ball that was just a little underthrown, but Standifer was able to get over the defender and make the catch. And big play for the Orioles. They need to get a touchdown here, or at least a score, to get back in this football game. Bad snap. Dvorak. Now he goes to the far side, throws downfield, heads it for the corner. It's caught. A touch. Oh, no, incomplete. That was close.
Incomplete, huh? I thought he had it. I thought he at least had a reception. I'm not sure if he bobbled it and dropped it or what.
Or wait, they're going to give him the reception at the 1.
Yeah.
So I was looking for the touchdowns signal, but at least they got it down to the 1 yard line. Is this Standifer again, or is this, yep.
Oh, he's got good hands.
Let's
One
see.
foot in, and I don't know. Looked like a touchdown
So
to me. You know, they say with the pylon in the direction it falls gives an indication, and it looked like a touchdown to me, but we'll take it.
You know, our cameras are on the far side, so it's hard to see here, but what a great throw.
Yeah.
Dvorak had a lot of pressure to start with, but was able to roll to the far side, make something out of nothing, and that was a big play. And that 1 yard is so hard for this Oriole team to get. That's why that was a big tackle.
Yep. Yeah, it sure is. But you're right. That was some great play by the young quarterback, Will Dvorak, who had a bad snap. He picks it up. He kind of baits the defense into one side, quickly cuts the other way, finds a man open downfield, and throws a great pass, and has a receiver with some great hands in Standifer.
Well, Standifer comes back into the football game, and don't be surprised if they don't do a play action and try and throw in the corner to Standifer.
Absolutely.
Derek's a senior, 5'9", but he plays taller than that.
Yeah, he's not usually, that height is not the guy you want to throw that back of the end zone pass to, but he does have those good hands and some good hops. And it's a give to Standifer.
Well, they have a chance here, and they are going to get a touchdown. This is a long, that's Standifer, so he's able to get the touchdown. And even though they had 2 yards to go, he ran about 15 to 20.
He ran more than that.
It was east-west. This play went east-west,
yeah.
not north-south.
But, you know, it's heads up. He realizes there's
right.
nothing there, so why not turn around and see
what
a
great block by the Orioles.
Yep, you're right. That was an excellent block, and he saw it, too. There might have been a temptation to cut inside there, but he saw that he had a good block coming, and he could go around it and get the touchdown. Huge drive for the Orioles. I was talking about a long, sustained drive. We'll take it.
That's right. And the kick up, and good. Peterson.
Number 12, Johnson.
Well, that was really big for the St. Louis Park Orioles. Brings them back into this football game, and
you see right here, it could have been tempting for him to cut in earlier there, but he saw that block and knew that was what was going to enable him to go wide and get in for the touchdown.
What really impressed me, not only is Standifer's catching ability, but the presence of mind that the quarterback Will Dvorak had, is he had a lot of pressure. He was able to break the pocket, roll to his right, and he saw right away that there was an opportunity to throw that ball to the corner. Standifer was there, able to make that catch, and that was all set up by a great play by Will Dvorak.
Absolutely. And he, like I said, you know, this is his first year starting. He didn't get a lot of snaps last year. So it's encouraging to see a quarterback with very little varsity experience come in here in game 2 and be playing with this level of both athleticism and presence of mind. And yes, he is my neighbor, and so I can't be objective.
You're gonna have some cookies dropped off on your front steps.
He's a good kid.
(22-14), 4:17 to go in the first half.
It's going to be really crucial for Park to come up with a big defensive stop right here. Let's get the 3 and out. That's what you want. Keep this momentum rolling.
Well, they got to start by making a tackle here on the special teams, and a nice return. We mentioned that the Wildcats, every time they've had possession, it's been real close to midfield, if not over into St. Louis Park territory.
Yeah, and that, you know, when you score the touchdown, that's where you get to kind of erase that field position game and start over. So, but then Waconia comes right back with a great return to the 48-yard line.
Both teams come into this game 0-1. Wayzata losing to Cooper, and St. Louis Park losing to Chaska.
Waconia losing to Cooper.
Or Waconia. Thank you.
But I would love to see Wayzata lose to Cooper.
Look
at that, another big run.
Tackle. And still on his feet. McAnally has just been hard to bring down.
And early in this game, I mentioned Park was doing a good job plugging up the run game, but it has just really broken open. They've been really struggling on their tackling the last couple of possessions.
Yeah, there's one missed tackle, and again, they're grabbing him too high.
Yeah.
That time you could see him grab him on the shirt instead of trying to take him down on the legs. And
yep, and he has the presence of mind to get down and kind of wiggle his way to another 4 to 5, 6 yards.
well, St. Louis Park's going to take a timeout here defensively, and I sort of like this call.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good call. You're in a tough situation right here. They're basically in the red zone. You've been struggling to tackle. Your defense might be a little bit winded because that drive that Park had earlier only took about a couple of minutes. So they haven't been rested for very long. So,
well, upcoming games for St. Louis Park next week, they have Robbinsdale Cooper coming here out to St. Louis Park. Then a couple tough games, Spring Lake Park and at Orono. That Orono team's going to win a lot of games this year. And then they close the season off on November 11th, which will be a chilly one, against Chanhassen. So,
but you know, if there's anything about this year of this COVID year, at least St. Louis Park can say they're going to be playing in November.
That's true. You got that, Paul. Yeah, normally we would probably be winding down with about 2 games left to go in the season, and instead we're on the 2nd game of the season. So. And with COVID, we're relegated to the exteriors of the press box. So,
yep.
But you know, it's a lot better than I thought it would be today. This afternoon seemed to be almost colder than it is tonight.
Yeah.
And maybe we got the press box blocking the wind, but not too bad from where we're sitting.
Yeah, with no wind, thank goodness. I don't know that it would be that much warmer in the box.
I think this is good football weather for these players in pads.
There's a nice stop.
Yeah, Sam McAnally, the first man through, and gets to the 19-yard line.
Up the middle for the Wildcats.
And hopefully that timeout does exactly what the Orioles are hoping it would do for the defense. It's just kind of reset, get back to plugging up that run game, and get your tackling down, and let's get a stop here. Because you know they're going to go for it on 4th down, right?
And they will. And then the Wildcats right now would like to take as much time off of the clock and try and punch it in late in the end of the half. Not give the Orioles another opportunity. And they're going to pitch it to McAnally. And there the Orioles with some good tackling.
Some more good tackling, and now it's going to be 3rd and long. But of course, again, we're in 4-down territory for Waconia here.
Well, St. Louis Park, when they called that timeout, the coaches ran over to the defense, and they did not have some nice things to say to them about some of those missed tackles. So.
I bet not. That's the kind of thing that will drive you crazy as a coach.
On the carry for the Wildcats. Brought down by number 3, Kemp for the Orioles.
So one thing I noticed, I don't know if this is new or not, but I feel like it is. It looks like we have the clock on the stream now on the TV, and which is real helpful for our viewers to know how much time is left. I don't think we had that before.
No,
well
we
done.
Didn't. 3rd down, 6 to go. Keeper by the quarterback. And he's going to be short of the 1st down.
But does pick up some yards to trim that 3rd and 6 down to 4th and short.
And that's right, Paul. So really, as we saw the success that Waconia's had on the 2-point conversions, that's basically they're within a yard of that 1st down. So this is really, really a big defensive stand for St. Louis Park. They can make a stop here, get the ball back. That's going to be huge.
Yeah, and I would suspect if they get the ball back, they're just going to run the ball and chew up the clock. But yeah, you want to make this stop right here, and it looks like maybe he got it.
Number 5,
A good push by the offensive line, and we're going to have 1st down for the Wildcats.
Yeah. I thought they had him at first. It looked like they stopped him, but like you said, Bruce, really good push, and he was able to just sneak in. I thought he was stopped right there, but then look at that. I couldn't see who that was. It came up behind the quarterback and just shoved him forward for the 1st down.
We see that a lot now.
Yep.
On those short yardage situations.
They
get a lot of help from the offensive line. Back to pass. A lot of pressure from the far side, and the pass was blocked. I don't know, that I thought was going to be an incompletion, but they're looking like they could call it a fumble.
Yeah, I'm not sure quite how. It really looked like he threw the ball and it was blocked, but let's take a look at this. He drops back. The pass rush is there.
Well, the referees are going to talk. You know, that should have been an incompletion.
That's an incomplete pass.
Yep, they're going to call it incomplete.
And they should.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'm glad, you know, I'm glad that the referees got this right, because that was definitely an incompletion. But a lot of pressure from the backside.
Number 5,
yeah, it's a curious one. The ref is in a real good spot to see it. I'm not quite sure what happened, but they got it right in the end here, and that's what matters.
That was real close to the play where the St. Louis Park Orioles had the interception.
Yep. So 2nd and 9, a minute to go. Do you think they're going to try to throw one in or just run it up the gut?
I think they'll run here. I think Corey Shea saw enough on that last play.
I agree. Got a timeout.
Well, Corey saw something that he didn't like, and he's going to call another timeout with 1:04 remaining here in the first half.
It's been a fun first half of football so far.
It really has. You know, 36 points put on the board, and you know, at least getting to see both teams putting some, you know, see a little bit of offense here, and not too many penalties, which has been nice so far. But as soon as I say that, you know, that last time I said that last year, I remember we had about 14 penalties in the second half.
That's generally how things go.
The game lasted about 2.5 hours because of my comment.
Don't jinx us, Bruce. You know, both teams on offense started out a little slow, a little sluggish, not quite, timing wasn't quite there, but they've both picked it up a little bit. Park doing a really good job on their passing game, a lot of big plays, good throws with Dvorak rolling out, finding receivers, and Waconia with just a stellar running game. There's been some missed tackling, but they do run hard, and they're hard to take down.
I've been impressed with Daryl Kemp, the junior for St. Louis Park. He came in on the outside safety blitz. Was able to put a lot of pressure in on the quarterback that time, and we've seen him make some great plays on the defensive side of the ball in the backfield. So
yeah. So here we go, 2nd and 9. Just over a minute to play.
And still plenty of time if they decide to run the football here. Stockman over on the far side. Arnheim on the near side. And the give to McAnally. And McAnally
is close.
Is close, yep.
Number 2, McAnally on the carry.
It's going to be just short of the goal line.
Run down short of the goal line.
And you see it's a
pitch to
McAnally, and he just runs hard.
Well, and again, he's got great blocks by Sam McAnally.
So we need a big stop for the Orioles here.
Nice
that'll help.
See if they can put the pressure on so he can't throw it, and they do. So there's a situation that, again, if Dobmeyer was able to get up, he could just probably try and throw that football and get the ball back at the 1-yard line. Now they're back at their 21-yard line.
Yep, and we'll see what they do here. It looks like they're just going to run out the clock, which is exactly what I would do. Not sure what happened here.
A 4th down 22. I think St. Louis Park maybe. No, I think they took a timeout. I think they're going to go for one Hail Mary pass, right, on 4th down. So they want to make sure there's no time left for St. Louis Park. Give themselves one last opportunity.
Yeah. A little bit gutsy, but why not? You're probably not going to give up a defensive touchdown here on this effort, even if it's picked off or fumbled or something.
I think this is the right call.
Yeah.
You're deep in your own territory. Yeah. You call your players over. You say, okay, we're gonna have our quarterback throw the ball into the end zone, and we just want to make sure that everyone's aware that if that ball is intercepted, you guys need to be running quickly, making sure that they don't turn that ball into a 99-yard return. So they put the clock at 3 seconds.
Yeah, and either way, whether it's 0.8 or 3, this will be the last play of the game. So we'll see who it is they go to. They have the one guy, I can't remember his name, who's 6'6", right?
Here, Paul, I'll get you one of these roster sheets.
Yeah, really, help me out here. Help a brother.
Yeah, Stockman is the 6'6" receiver, number 16.
So it wouldn't surprise me to see them try to figure out something to him. You would like to have those guys with the height in a situation like this because it's almost like getting a rebound in basketball at this point.
Orioles will play a prevent defense here. Back to pass, thrown towards the end zone, and this is
my
for a touchdown. What
wow.
a great diving catch by Sean Johnson.
Yeah, and he just beat his man, and I'm not sure who was on him, but just a well-run route. That wasn't even your Hail Mary pass. I mean, this was just a design play, and he had his man beat by a good 1.5 to 2 steps. Great
the referee's
throw.
talking to make sure, did he have possession? And I think he did. Let's see here. Let's see if that ball, from the angle we see, we can't.
It looks like a good catch
I think he's got
me.
it.
And yeah, he just had Deontez Ross beat there. Ross coming up looking like maybe there was some blown coverage there. So what did they call it?
Well, I think it's a touchdown. There may have been a penalty at the end of the play, and that they may assess afterwards. St. Louis Park coaching staff is not happy.
No, they are not.
Referee trying to explain it to the Orioles. You know, big play, 4th down, 20 yards to go, and a nice pass by Dobmeyer.
Yep, and a great catch by Sean Johnson. And you can kind of sense that maybe the Orioles are a little frustrated here, and they're going to need to be careful here to not let that frustration get to them too much. Get into the half, regroup, playing well.
And a big play to capitalize on that. It was really big because they were down to the 1-yard line. They got that bad snap.
Yep.
Brought them down to back to the 20-yard line, and they were able to get it. They're gonna. I think the extra point's just gonna be pulled back here to
Touchdown is good.
19-yard line.
Penalty on Waconia.
As a penalty happened after the play, so maybe unsportsmanlike conduct on someone.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, but and I wonder if the Oriole coaching staff was upset, feeling like whatever the play was should have nullified it, or whatever the penalty was. But if it is after the play, it doesn't work that way. So.
We got something happening over here.
Yeah, we got a lot of sirens coming in today. A little concerned about what might be going on.
We got a fire truck coming over here.
Something's actually on fire.
So it's going to be a long 2-point conversion, but they just made a long touchdown from
spot.
the same spot. Exactly. See if they try the same thing. Orioles put a little pressure. Dobmeyer turns, crosses, throws, and
that's a penalty. There's some pass interference there. I think he pretty much took the receiver down.
Pass ball is incomplete, but flag on the play.
You know, that's actually, you know, if they're going to catch the football, that's really the good play to make there.
Yep.
But you had 3 Orioles there, and I don't know, I thought the Oriole players should have come away with the football. And
yeah, there are 3 players there. They kind of ran a little hook route in the end zone there, and kind of it looked like it's not where the Orioles secondary was expecting him to go. But definitely pass interference. That's the right call. So they'll get another shot 10 yards closer.
They just went into the bathroom.
they 28-14, 2-score game. Orioles trying to keep it at 14. Back to pass, they're going to throw again to the end zone, Incomplete. Good defense on the play, and
yeah,
2-point conversion doesn't go.
Yep.
20.
They were both kind of going at each other a little bit there, so I like that no call.
That brings us to the end of the half.
Well, the Orioles will get the football to start the second half, so that will see if they can get something going. Again, that has to be a little demoralizing for the Orioles, so they will get that big break when the ball is down to the 1-yard line. They got the penalty, or they got the bad snap. They're able to get that ball back to the 20-yard line, and on 4th down, they get the perfect catch by the defense by Dobmeyer over to who was that? That was number. I think it was Sean Johnson.
Yeah, Sean Johnson on the touchdown, and again, I think there was some broken coverage there. Deontez Ross looked like he got beat, but he also looked like, hey, somebody missed an assignment. I'm not sure what happened. But that's happened a couple times with the Orioles in this game and some deep plays. So that's something they may want to look at in the first half to try and shore up the secondary assignments a little bit. They're also going to really, and there's not much you can do around coaching with this, but they're just going to really have to tighten up their tackling and slow down that Waconia running game.
Yeah, and Dobmeyer with a couple touchdown passes. First touchdown of the game was to Stockman, 8-yard reception. McAnally with the run. It was 8-0. In favor of Waconia. St. Louis Park came back. Dvorak, a nice 20-yard pass to Standifer. Peterson with the kick, made it 8-7. Then McAnally with a 4-yard run and missed extra point, made it 14-7 in favor of Waconia. McAnally with a 50-yard run, and then Dobmeyer getting the 2-point conversion on a run, made it 22-7. So St. Louis Park trailed at that point by 15. Then they were able to get a 2-yard run by Standifer to make it 22-14 with Peterson kick. And then at the end here we saw Sean Johnson with the 20-yard pass from Dobmeyer. So 28-14 is where we sit, and we're going to take a break. We'll be back here with the second half very shortly. Stay with us.
Sometimes there's no do-over. Some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
Paul Bodwin actually scored 28-14. We'll get the truck to update that score, but again, Waconia scoring at the end of the half to make it 28. Good job, guys. Always do a good job in the truck. Very few mistakes, but I have a lot more respect too. I used to always, as we were in the press box, watch the guys that were always on top of the press box, working the cameras and out in the cold. So there's a swivel that's gonna off of the St. Louis Park Orioles, recovered by Waconia.
You know, Bruce, it looks like that's what they were trying to do there, was to kick it right off of him, catch him off guard with the way he kicked that, and it bounces right off him, and they recover the ball.
What a great play by Waconia to start the second half here, and unfortunate for the Orioles.
Yeah, and you can see the frustration on their face to open up that way after going back into the locker room, and, well, not the locker room, but trying to reset for the second half and then to open up like that is devastating.
Well, St. Louis Park hopefully can pick things up defensively here. There's a completed pass. And a nice tackle.
Looked like Standifer on the tackle. Again, one of those shirt tackles again. He's having a nice game.
He really is. It's always hard to tell whether it's Standifer or McCabe. That 6 and 8 look pretty close, but he's limping off the field. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, more of a gingerly walk than a limp, I would say, but you're right. Hopefully he's all right.
And that last pass was completed to Sean Johnson. So the ball now at the 45, second down, 6. McAnally picks his hole Now he cuts back, has a blocker. This could go all the way. McAnally to the 10, 5, and touchdown.
For a touchdown.
Third touchdown of the game for Max McAnally, and he's just running up the stat sheet right now.
Yeah, and he's just such a great runner. He gets good blocking. He follows his blockers. He knows when to cut. He knows when to shake. And this is just a devastating way for the Orioles to open up the second half.
Well, it is, and it's really sort of, you're seeing right now that the Orioles really need to keep Waconia off the offensive end of the ball, and so they need to sustain drives. They need to make sure they don't turn over the ball, and that was a turnover again that led to a touchdown.
And Waconia going for 2 again.
High snap. That's been the one thing that's gone St. Louis Park's way is his snapper has had some bad snaps.
So the Orioles are down 20 here. A lot of game left, but we keep saying that at some point they're going to have to turn this tide and stop the Waconia offense. I think it's going to maybe take a big defensive play, some kind of pick six or something like that, to really get the Orioles back in this. But there is a lot of game left, and like you said, the offense has to help out the defense right now by just driving the ball, long sustained drive, get in the end zone, and get back in this game.
Well, this Oriole team needs to, again, we're early in the season, they need to find out what works and what doesn't work for them. And what they found so far in the first 2 games, the first game and this game, is that the running game isn't working. And I'm sure that, it's something that they'd like to see start working for them as they get into further on in the season, because you're going to need to be able to run the football.
Yeah, and the offense has done a nice job in terms of some improvising and rolling out and trying to find some guys, but you can't live on that all the time. It's good to be able to do that, but they have to find some more sustainable ways of keeping their offense moving.
Right, and if you don't run the football, you're going to see the defense just coming at the quarterback, and the quarterback's going to have a lot of pressure throughout. There's a ball that goes all the way into the end zone.
And wisely just lets it go. Like, let's not tempt fate here on anything else. Just let that ball go, get the ball at the 20-yard line, and get the offense going.
So a great play for Waconia to start the half as they do what they call, basically it's an onside kick, but they just kick it very hard on the ground right at the front line. Hope that they're unable to field the football and get down there. So.
Yeah, and it's one of those where everything has to go right. I mean, it's got to bounce off it's got to hit the player, it's got to bounce off the player right, but it did. Everything went Waconia's way on that onside kick.
Dvorak with Oppegard in the backfield. And the give is to Oppegard, and he is going to lose yards.
And we haven't seen much go to him today, so I wonder if they're going to try to work him back in the game. He was a kind of a go-to running back last week. We'll see if they try to get him going. But they are having a very difficult time getting their running game going.
Right, Sam McAnally did a great job getting in quickly, breaking up that play, and it's going to be a loss of 5 yards.
Yeah, so we're looking at second and 15. This is not how you want to start. They got to get some yards here.
Low snap. And a run by Dvorak.
Yeah, I think with that low snap there, Bruce, he just decided to take off and see what he could make out of it, rather than rolling back and potentially losing some yards.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of bad snaps for both teams, and Dvorak was able to pick it up. And a good tackle. Carson Dobmeyer came up to make that tackle.
So he picks up 2 there, so now we're looking at 3rd and long, and you'd really like to get this first down here. I anticipate we're going to be throwing the ball.
And again, we see the Orioles, where their field position is to where the field position of Waconia has been, quite different. Low snap. Dvorak, he's got time. Now he rolls to the far side. He's looking, and now he just lobs it up and over the head of the receiver.
Yeah, it's a tough play. There's some good coverage there. He couldn't really find anybody. He's got a man chasing him, and he's just got to throw it up. And it's a hard one because he overthrew him, but you cannot risk underthrowing him in that situation there. You might be looking at an interception.
And really only one receiver he could go to.
Which is Deontez Ross,
right.
Big athletic guy, and he's got kind of guy you trust to go up and get it, but it was just too much.
Well, here now the Orioles will punt, and they have been very close to having these punts blocked, so we see a lot of pressure from the outside coming in for Waconia.
There it is.
And there it is again. Yep. Well, no fair catch.
Wow.
That was a risky play by the receiving team, and they get it down to the 41-yard line.
And you're right, Bruce, with those punts, it looks like somewhere on the right side there, they're having somebody sneaking in unabated almost every punt and nearly blocking them. And an odd no fair catch there, and Deontez Ross with the tackle.
Arnheim was very lucky that the Orioles didn't come and pop him a little harder. Instead they grabbed him, and he was able to hold on to the football. So, again, they're going to start from the 42-yard line. McAnally. So he goes off the left side of the line, out to the 35-yard line.
Picks up a few yards, and this is a situation where they're up 34-14. Their running game is working, and that makes it very difficult for the Oriole defense to come up with any kind of big play when you can run these kind of safe running plays and have success at them. It's going to be tough for the Orioles to turn this around, and I think they're just going to have to come up with a way to stop that running game and get these guys on a 3-and-out.
Hand off. And a first down. That time, first time we've seen number 29. That's Alexander Riley.
Number 29 on the carry.
With the football.
Yeah, and Riley, just a sophomore, and with this lead, I wonder if they're going to try to get him some reps in there and see what he can do.
Although McAnally now back in the running back spot. Well, we got a penalty flag.
29 on the carry for the Wildcats.
And let's see what the call is. The flag came in pretty quickly.
Yeah, Riley again with the run, but illegal formation called against Waconia.
Illegal formation on the Wildcats.
You know, it's interesting because they talk, you hear like the announcers talking in the NFL, how they can hear the officials, you can hear the players, and we're experiencing that now too. You know, again, limits are 250 people at any event, and we can hear the officials on the field. We can hear the coaches, some of the things that they're saying to their players. So it makes it, if you are one of the 250 fans at the game, you really get to hear a lot more than what you would normally hear.
So 1st and 15 here for Waconia. This is an opportunity for the Orioles to maybe stop them.
Dobmeyer keeps it himself.
And that's exactly it. If Waconia is going to continue to try to just grind this ball through when you've got 15 yards to get to the first down, it's a better chance for the Orioles to maybe stop them. Of course, I'm going to guess they're going to go for it on 4th down with the lack of kicking that we've seen with this team if they get there. But let's hope the Orioles can stop them and get the ball back.
Ortega making the last tackle for the St. Louis Park Orioles. Second down, 15 yards to go. 34-14, Waconia leading. McAnally gets a few.
Yeah, just a couple, so we're still looking at 3rd and long.
So the Wildcats will now bring in Stockman and Arnheim as wide receivers, and it looks like a passing situation. See what Dobmeyer likes to do here. He comes back onto the field.
Yeah, and absolutely, Bruce. And with this Waconia team, They don't need to get a first down here necessarily, knowing that they just kind of play 4 downs anyway. If they get 6 or 7 or 8, they may be in good shape.
We've seen a lot on the right corner here
Yep.
of the end zone. This time they back to pass, thrown incomplete behind the intended
Number 5,
receiver.
John Meyer's pass is intended for number 24.
That's number 24, Copy.
And it looked, I mean, we didn't get a good angle on it. It looked like it just went right through his hands. Yeah, I mean, that's the ball you got to catch.
Brings up 4th down.
It's getting a little cooler out here,
Yep.
and I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
So 4th and 11. And you got to get the stop here.
Fourth down, 11 yards to go, back to pass.
Oh.
And the ball was deflected, incomplete, and the Orioles will get the football.
And a nice pass rush there, and it looks like that was McCabe. Am I right this time? I keep thinking it's McCabe, but it's not. With McCabe Dvorak with a nice block, and he almost caught it too, which would have been 6 the other way.
Yeah, you can see how he got the hands to pop it up in the air, and he would have loved to see that. He saw no one in his way from 6 points.
But either way, it's a turnover on downs. And so it's time to time for the Orioles to get this thing churning.
Back to pass, thrown to the near side, over the head of the intended receiver. That was number 9, Artiga.
Number 4, Dvorak's pass is intended for number 8, Dvorak.
That was McCabe.
McCabe,
Dvorak.
sorry. Yeah.
Second down.
I wouldn't think Artiga would come in on, as a wide receiver,
But it is tough with this 6 and the 8 and the 9 on these uniforms. It is really hard to differentiate
you know,
between those.
there's a little fold in the shirt there, so that
Yeah.
8 looked like a 9.
Yep.
You know? And you know, the first game that we're doing this year for St. Louis Park, just trying to get a handle on it, so appreciate your patience with us. Trips to the near side. Dvorak, he throws back to the near side to Dvorak.
Yes,
To McCabe, yep. And so we got that one right, but again, a short gain.
Yeah, and went back to the same play before. Dvorak really missed his receiver on the previous play, so they went right back to it and picked up a couple, but they're going to need to do more than that. 3rd and 6 now. I think this is a big 3rd down situation for the Orioles here. To get any kind of lift, you got to get a first down right here. Waconia fans making noise.
Dvorak, he's got some pressure. Now he looks downfield. Dvorak waiting until the last second, throws and incomplete. At the 50-yard line was Dvorak.
Yeah, and that's you know, great escapability here on the part of Will Dvorak, getting out of some trouble. And I'm hopeful that we're going to start to see these throws tighten up a little bit on these rollout plays like this. Almost got him, but just a little too high. Got a good hand on it, but just couldn't come down with the ball. And it's 4th down for the Orioles, and they're going to have to punt.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they would punt or go for it here, but because you're really only getting about 20, 30 yards on these punts. So.
Yeah, but when you're that deep into your own territory, I think you want to get the ball out of there as much as you can with the way that Waconia has been running the ball. And there's another unabated.
Fair catch signal this time, and caught at the 45-yard line. That was by Arnheit. So 5:43 left here in the 3rd. Can definitely feel it cooling down, Paul.
Yes.
My feet are starting to get cold.
Yes. It is definitely cooling down, but still not too bad. Again, just thankful there's no wind. That really just makes it a lot more comfortable for everybody, fans included. See, I like the punt there. This is a lot more comfortable with Waconia starting at their own 45 rather than the Orioles 30. But they've got to stop him.
Right. Well, did it matter? McAnally with a nice gain as he gets down to the 32.
You know, when McAnally gets to the outside there and turns the corner, he's just so hard to get down. He gets all the blocking he needs. He's got such a quick burst, and he's just been killing them on the outside, on that same side this whole game.
Yeah, and the tackle is made by Daryl Kemp. We have not seen Waconia start from their own 10, 20-yard line. They have always been between the 45 and St. Louis Park end zone.
Yeah, that's a good point, Bruce.
That play was stacked up for no gain.
It's difficult. It seems like it doesn't matter that much, but it is difficult when the other team is only playing half the field.
Good job by Bendixson. So that brings up a second down and 11 yards to go.
Yeah, the board here says second and 33, which would be nice, but I don't think that's right.
35 for a touchdown.
Second and 11.
Back to pass, Dobmeyer throws it behind him. And McAnally breaks some tackles. Now he tries to cut back, and Bendixson is able to pull him down.
Yeah, and that's just another one of those things with an over pursuit on the initial tackler there. He runs in too hard, too fast, and then McAnally's able to get around him. And that's the last thing you want is him getting around you and getting that burst of speed. If you see right here, he's got, it looked like McCabe Dvorak just got beat over pursuing. But you never want to punish somebody for being aggressive and getting in there, but it's really easy for runners to sneak around you when you punch in there too fast.
Yeah, so Bendixson and Pearson were in on the tackle. Brings up a 3rd down 8.
I'm just wondering about that spot. It looked to me like he got more than that.
Johnson and Arnine line up to the far side. Dobmeyer back to pass. He's got time. Comes back to the near side. Fakes the throw and is going to be taken down at the 32.
Number 5, Dobmeyer brought down
an injured
number 44,
player.
Bendixson on the play.
And that looked like...
brings up 4th down.
Well, actually getting up was Michael Boxley Harmon. Got bulldozed over, but was able to still get back up.
Yeah, it was Bendixson on the tackle. Kind of a harsh, big hit there, and it was nice to see him offer the hand to get up, and everybody knows they're just playing football. Nice tackle, though.
So Waconia is going to probably go for it here, and instead of trying to pin the Orioles deep in their own territory. They're taking a lot of time. I think they're going to end up having to call a timeout.
Yeah. And the Oriole fans getting into it here, pumping everybody up with 4th and 9. And there's the timeout call.
Timeout, Waconia.
Yeah, St. Louis Park has not had really much good happening here in the second half. They need to see if they can get a stop here. They had the previous possession, they were able to get the stop, and see if they can get another one. Here's a record right now for Chanhassen and Chaska, 1-0. Waconia looking for their first win, as is St. Louis Park. And the Jefferson Jaguars, they are 0-1.
Yeah, the defense got the stop on the last possession. They're poised to get another one here. And that's a situation where, okay, now the defense is starting to do their job a little bit, stopping that Waconia run, getting turnovers on downs. Maybe they'll punt here. We're not quite sure. And now it's time for the offense to get clicking. It's like the defense is saying, here you go. We're giving you a chance to get us back in this game, and I'd really like to see the offense start to get moving, hoping they get the stop here.
Well, and if you're the Orioles defense, you got to not only think of this as a passing situation, but you got to watch for McAnally. He's when he gets the ball, 10 yards isn't much for him. So it's almost as good as a pass for the Wildcats right now. McAnally with 3 touchdowns in the game, 45 and a 50-yard run. I'd say McAnally has, we don't have a statistician here, but he has to be well over 150 yards in this game.
Yeah, I would think so. So they are going for it.
Dobmeyer back to pass, has
Good pass
pressure,
rush.
steps into the pocket. Dobmeyer, and he breaks one, breaks two, and he is going to get the first down, all because of missed tackles by the Royals.
A lot of missed tackling there. They had the collapse on the pocket. Dobmeyer scoots up real nicely, but you've got to get him down there, and I'm sure the Oriole coaching staff is not going to be happy about this one. So now it's a whole new set of downs for Waconia on the 20-yard line.
And still 2:07 to go here in the third quarter. There's a penalty.
Flag on the play.
False start, I believe, will be called.
That'll back them up a little bit.
Starting to see Alexander Riley get involved more in the game now as a running back.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for him, you know. You got McAnally having a great game. You keep him in the game. The game is far from over, but with a lead like this, you can give that young running back, give him the ball a few times to get him developed.
Yeah, if you're Waconia right now, you're saying, okay, let's just come out of this game injury-free. We've got a nice lead right now with minute 50 to go here in the third quarter.
It's a tough spot for the Orioles. You know, the game is not over. We have a whole quarter of football left. But the way things are going, it's kind of hard to see them getting back into this thing. They could do it, but if you're Waconia, you're playing that like, hey, we're playing well. Let's just continue to play well and play safely.
Give to Riley, who goes off left tackle, and he is brought down at the 35-yard line. DeJuan Pearson in on the tackle.
You can sense a little bit of fatigue on the Oriole defense here. They just look a little tired now. They've had a couple of good stops. They let this last one go, but they're getting a little bit tired. Hands on the hips, you know. Yeah,
the Wildcats have definitely controlled the time of possession in this football game. And they're going to have Max McAnally out wide, and now he comes into motion. The give is to McAnally. That's number 4, Sam McAnally. Only fair if you're Sam that you get the ball a few times. You've had to do a lot of blocking.
Yeah, really. That's right. Max has a great game, and Sam says, hey, you owe me.
Right.
Got to take him out to McDonald's or something.
Well, they're going to let the clock run out here in the third quarter. Right now, Waconia in control. It's been all Waconia here in the third quarter. 34-14 our score. We'll be back with more football here shortly.
Your story doesn't have to end. As an organ donor, the good in you can live on. In fact, you could save up to 8 lives through organ donation. Sign up to give the gift of life after you're gone. You'll be happy you did. And just maybe, someone else will too. Sign up online today as an organ, eye, and tissue donor at organdonor.gov. It saves lives.
That's funny.
Bruce over along with Paul Bodwin. We're back 34-14. So, you know, now St. Louis Park, what they need to do is just start looking for, you know, maybe take baby steps to get back, see if they can, you know, get a score, see some positive things happen here in the second half. And again, it's a long season. There's still more games left. They just need to start working on things that aren't working right now, and that will help them in preparation of some of their games in the future here.
Yeah, and as we've said, you know, it's a young team, and it's a different configuration than they've had, at least from last year. Last week, the snaps were a real problem. That's tightened up a little bit for them. We haven't seen a lot of bad snaps, and so they just need to, they got things to work on. And I'm confident this team's going to start to come together a little more, and I think we got a good mix here for the future, and that's a great busted up play.
I think you thought that the
I got fooled.
Handoff was going to McAnally. He was heading backwards, and meanwhile the quarterback kept it himself, Dobmeyer, and still got some yards, but not nearly the loss that they would have faced had they given the ball to,
I think they should have gone with my call. No, and I will say, though, this Waconia team does that fake stuff really, really well. I mean, it is sometimes they do a lot of misdirection stuff, and it's hard to know exactly who has the ball all the time. And I think that's one of the reasons they've run well.
Let's see McAnally here. If they give him the ball. Nope. Back to pass under pressure. Complete on the far side, first down. That's Sam McAnally, and
he's almost in. And now we're looking at a goal line situation, which is a difficult place to stop Waconia.
That we've seen so many times how they go for it on their 2-point conversion, and that's from the 2-yard line. Here now they're down to the 1-yard line, and unless we see that snap that goes back 20 yards, which we've seen a couple times.
We have. Yeah.
And that's the situation too. You know, you see all these quarterbacks that line up more in that shotgun read option type position, and you know, when you're down here at the 1-yard line, you'd like to see like why quarterbacks don't go under center and have that play where you can just sneak them. Nice cut inside.
That was a very nice cut inside on
Reward the blocker. Give him the touchdown.
Yeah, really.
That's a fullback.
And that goes, you know, for me, this comes back to that 4th and 9 play we had earlier, where you really needed to stop them there, and this is a difficult situation for the Orioles now, down 40-14, maybe 42-14 in a minute here, and like you said, it's time to just start working on some things, and see if you can even just put together a drive you can feel good about.
What surprises me here is that Waconia doesn't go for the extra point here now.
Yeah.
They, you know, give your kicker a chance to get the extra point, but it looks like maybe this is what they're going to be doing all season.
You would think so. If they're doing it here, there was maybe some conversations with the kicker to say, we're going to need to see some more development before you're kicking field goals, or I don't know. But if I'm the kicker, I might be a little frustrated here, like, hey, can I get out and try one?
Well, they did try 2 extra points in the last game, so you know, they were going for the extra points. Now get the penalty here, so they move it out a little ways. .26-point Waconia lead.
10.5 minutes to play.
And your clock's gone.
Yeah, so that's why I said that. And there they go.
Sort of a little dive play, and nice pass, complete on a 2-point conversion. Copy, number 24.
So it's been a while since the Orioles have seen the end zone here, and I wonder if Waconia is going to come out with some second-team defense players maybe here with a lead like this, and may give the Orioles a chance to at least sniff the end zone again, and that could be a lift, even though they might be playing second-team players. We'll see.
Again, as you mentioned, you know, the roster turned over quite a bit from last year, so these are some younger players, and you know, they're getting some experience. should be much more competitive, hopefully, in the upcoming games and even next year. So
yeah, and it takes some time. It also takes time for the coaches when they've got some new players in starting to figure out exactly what does work. You have a good idea from watching in JV and such like that, but it takes some time, and so they shouldn't feel too bad. They're a young team. They've got some really good athletes, and I think we're going to see them get better and better and better throughout the season.
I think Will Dvorak does a good job with offense. I think he's come on. He's done a good job. He's made some good passes in this football game. He's been having to run to really find himself open.
Yeah, and he also has a certain confidence about him. He does not look rattled, even though it's been a tough game. He doesn't look rattled.
Back to pass. He breaks one tackle. You see how he keeps looking downfield.
Yep.
That pass was complete.
And that was a nice pass. It looked to me like he'd maybe just run out of bounds, but he's a strong kid and confident in himself to make a throw like that.
What he does is he waits the last second too. You know, he's looking. He's like, okay, I don't have any more time. I'm throwing it, and there's Dvorak. And it's been a play that he's been able to find his receivers right along that sideline. You know, that's you're not able to run the ball, so you have to pass it for 7 yards. So. Oh, they drew the defense.
Got him.
Yep.
Got him on the hard count, Bruce.
Well, it's pretty quiet here, so the defense can definitely hear that count.
Yep.
We've seen that happen in a lot of pro stadiums too.
Yeah, that's a first down. We'll take it. That's a nice hard count on Will Dvorak to get him to go, and new set of downs.
A la Aaron Rodgers. Dvorak. Now he's got to go to the far side. Throws back over the field.
He's got Ross.
Ross has some room and is pulled down after a first down at the 45-yard line.
And you know, Bruce, what made that play work right there was Michael Boxley with a really good pickup block. Pass rush was coming in, and he gave Dvorak the extra time and space he needed to find an open receiver. He finds Deontez Ross, and we got another first down. We got some things cooking.
Well, when you roll and you get that much time, there's usually a receiver that could be open, and again, Dvorak did a great job to find him. So back to pass again. Dvorak looks, and now just throws it. Oh, enters. I don't know if he was out of bounds. I think he was out of bounds.
He looked to be out of bounds to me. We'll see how they're calling it. The referees are talking. It looked like he was well out of bounds when he tossed it, but either way, that's not a toss you want to make.
Right
so let's take a look
the
at this.
defender's hands. They're bringing it back.
Ooh. I don't know. It looks like he maybe threw it before he stepped out, but.
You know, you have all the coaches there to help the officials. It's right in front of the coaches.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, that's something that Will's got to learn, that if you're going to throw it away. Don't, you know, get it out of bounds.
Yeah, there's no reason to do a just kind of wild, underhand shovel kind of pass in a situation like that. Just run out of bounds.
Well, unfortunately, they don't have replays. We do.
Yeah, you see he lets go of the ball before
close.
he lands out of bounds. So it's a break for the Orioles to have them call it out of bounds.
Well, they fooled the scorekeeper because he doesn't have anything on the clock. Second down. Long ways to go here.
Yeah.
Dvorak, and he just doesn't have anyone open.
Yeah,
breaks
that's
one tackle.
Not Dvorak.
Oh,
Out of that.
it
Yeah,
is
it's
a
a
different
quarterback.
quarterback.
It looks
15.
like.
Yeah, that's their punter. That's
Number 15,
Zach
Helfman.
Helfman.
Brought down.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what they're going for here. Taking Dvorak out. I don't know if he's hurt or they're just trying something new. But it looks like he's going to stay out. Looks like Helfman's going to stay in. And it looks like Dvorak's getting some work on the sidelines here. He's got an injured foot or something. Doesn't look too serious, but that's why he's out of the game. And a nice
Good hard count.
another hard count.
Offsides on the defense. 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, it looks like they're taping the right ankle
Might have
of
twisted
Dvorak.
some.
Right.
But it looks like he's getting ready to go back in, too. We'll see. I know he wants it.
Still 7:42 to go in the fourth quarter here.
Low snap.
Up coming from behind. And the ball was down before the fumble.
15 Helfman brought down from behind.
Yeah, Helfman had a lot of pressure that time. It was a low snap. That just always throws off the timing of everything when you get that snap on the ground like that.
Yeah.
Helfman did a good job to pick that one up. He's had a couple of those even from a punting position.
Yeah, and Helfman, another young player, a sophomore. 6'3", 190. You can see the height when he's out there. So he's getting some reps in here, and see if they can make anything happen. It's fourth and 15. You got to go for it here. Waconia fans making some noise. Another low snap.
No, Helfman has got to get rid of it. He does, and he's got a receiver and makes the catch.
And that looks...
That's number 6, Standifer again.
Stanford having a great game.
Yeah, he's got great hands.
He does. And he's had a good game on both sides of the ball.
What a great job just to get rid of that football and throw it in where a player has a chance to catch it. And you can see Standifer, that ball was definitely caught. Back to pass. Thrown deep. And I think there's interference there. There's no
Yeah,
call.
he looked like he was all over him. That was Sean Johnson that looked like he was...
We may have an offensive holding call against the Orioles here.
Oh, yeah.
See a takedown.
Yep. So it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Right off his helmet. Doink.
Yeah, intended for Deontay's.
Holding on the Orioles. 10-yard penalty.
That was a good arm, though.
Yeah, nice arm and nice
by Helfman.
Spiral. Just underthrew him a little bit.
Helfman looks, throws incomplete, intercepted.
Yeah.
Over the player's hands, down the
Good
sideline.
go.
And a tough, hard hit as it was picked off by Parker Dustin. And we're going to get a penalty on the Orioles at the end of the play.
Yeah, it looked like Helfman on the initial hit there, and then someone else came in with a big hit.
Yeah, and it may have been leading with the helmet.
Yeah, and not a great pass there. Just kind of got away from him and threw it right to
Parker Dustin.
Parker Dustin. Thank you, Bruce. The old pro helping me out here.
The quarterback in on the tackle. Helfman. Yeah, the second half, we should have known the way it started, right, with that the onside kick, and able to recover it, keep the ball out of the Orioles' hands, and march down the field for a touchdown. And Waconia, it's been all Waconia here in the second half as they lead 42-14.
Yeah, it's been, I think, a frustrating night for the Orioles after a really rough game last week, playing a very tough Chaska team. I think they were hoping for a little bit more of a competitive game, but they can't get too down on themselves. Like we've been saying, they're young. They got some work. They got some development work to do. You take this game, you look at the film, you analyze the things you got to work on, you keep working at them. And hats off to Waconia, who's just played an excellent game.
They really have. See who the quarterback will be here for Waconia.
It looks like Dobmeyer's coming back in. I think that was him I just saw flying onto the field.
Nice tackle. What a great job by number 34, and that was Nahimi Nagelka Mateo. See if I got that right.
Apologize if we were getting these names wrong. We're doing the best we can, but yeah, that was a very nice tackle. I left you to go for it.
Thank you. I noticed you stopped for a second, so I didn't realize what I was getting into when I started that.
Yeah, I was going to help you out, then I went, no, I think I'll just let Bruce. No, we do apologize if we're mispronouncing names, though. We want to get names right.
It was a great play regardless.
Yes.
And off the right side of the line, number 29 is Riley.
And I don't know exactly that this is what's going on, but it's been interesting to see how the tackling has improved with them handing off to Riley. It may say something just about the strength and agility of McAnally and how hard and good he runs.
I think you're right, Paul, and also to take into consideration too, Sam McAnally, who's a fullback, is out of the game right now too. So,
right.
So he's been a really good lead blocker, and Max has been able to follow Sam's lead quite a bit.
Yep.
He's out of the game, so that could have a little bit of effect on the running game as well.
3rd and 11, 4.5 to go in the game.
And they're just going to hand it off. This is Riley to the near side, going for the sticks. And again, the Orioles had a chance to stack the play before the first down, and they're going to be really close depending on where they spot this one.
Yeah, and that's some strong running on the part of Riley there. I mean, just carrying the guys with him. He got him wrapped up and does a little spin move.
And enough for the first down. So inside the 10-yard line means first down, goal to go. Tanner Schmidt in the game, number 15, lines up on the far side. Dobmeyer, and the hand off to Riley. Riley had a nice hole off the right side as he gets inside the 5-yard line. Waconia looking to score again here. They've got 42 points, trying to get up to 50.
Yeah, they're definitely knocking on the door again, and again with this run game, they're really hard to stop. And but I know this Park defense would sure like to stop them and keep this score as low as they can.
Well, I think if they do score here, then we get into running time, and St. Louis Park really doesn't have much time to offensively.
And it's looking like.
Good tackle.
Yeah, that was a nice tackle. I think that was that McCabe
Dvorak?
Dvorak?
Yeah, Dvorak again.
Yeah, nice wrap up, pulled him back. Looks like we have a flag down. Late flag.
And a player down, too. We have an Oriole player injured on the play.
Not sure what happened. You really hate to see a player down like that, especially at this point in the game.
Looks like number 60 for the Orioles.
That is Carlos Acevedo Saavedra.
Thank you. And, you know, again, there's a player that didn't start the game, didn't play much, and gets in here late in the game, and you hate to see him go down.
Yeah, and you hope he's okay. He's a senior, and you definitely wouldn't want his playing career to end like this. But he looks pretty hurt, but hopefully nothing too serious.
Upcoming game for the St. Louis Park Orioles will be Robbinsdale Cooper here at St. Louis Park. And Cooper was a team that played Waconia. So Cooper beat Waconia.
They're really working that left leg.
And it's pretty quiet here right now.
Yeah, it is.
On another note, Will Dvorak seemed to be walking okay. He's sitting on the bench right now. But
I don't think we're going to see him back in. That's my hunch with the way this has gone. And he may have a little tweaked ankle there. And at this point, you probably just want to rest it. And he's up, and that's good to see. He's up and able to put weight on that leg and walk on his own.
see if we get a look at how this could have happened here.
Yep, we see him on the edge, and we kind of lose him. And it looks like
took a tumble.
Yep,
Yeah.
he just probably tweaked something, battling it out with a Waconia player there. Nothing dirty or anything, but just probably tweaked an ankle.
The ball inside the 2-yard line now. 3rd down, 2 yards to go. Paul, we're going to get it close on one of these days here.
We will.
We had the Benilde Orono game last week. Was surprisingly Orono played so well. They dominated that whole second half as well, and Benilde unable to have anything really good happen in that second half of that game. And after the Hail Mary at the end of the first half of that.
Yeah, it was quite an end of the first half of that game. There goes Riley.
Good defense. They'll bring up a 4th down. We know they're not going for the extra or the field goal here.
Probably not, but as we've been saying, it would be a really good spot for them to try one.
Right.
We got nothing to lose here, but we've got Dobmeyer coming back out. Carson Dobmeyer is such a good football name.
It is. And off, getting to the end, touchdown.
Yeah, and that was Riley, and you could tell he really wanted that one. That full extension, diving right in, getting into the end zone. 48-14, Waconia, 1 minute, 20 seconds left.
Riley's first touchdown of the game. See, he kept that ball in his right arm, so that's a lot of times as a running back, when you get around that left side, you want to switch that ball to your left arm. But he was still able to get in the end zone and stretch it out.
Oh,
They're
they are
going
kicking.
for the extra point. That was nice.
Looked good to me. I don't. Maybe that's just part of their game plan.
They just didn't want to get to 50. I think they wanted to keep it at 49.
So it's 49-14 heading into the last minute and 20.
And that may have been just a situation, too, where you feel sometimes when you're going for the 2-point conversion, you're running up the score on the other team. So
that's true, yeah. And I imagine we'll see Halfman back in here at quarterback for the Orioles. Otherwise, I think Dvorak would have been throwing a little bit on the sideline after that injury.
Again, no need to risk any injuries here. You're down 49-14 with minute 21 to go.
Yep.
If I'm a coach, I'd probably say, okay, let's just take the knee and get out of here. But the Orioles they'll probably run some passing plays and see if they can make something happen. I'd probably try and run a running play, see if we can get some yards running. I think they're negative yards running for the second week in a row.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that. I was just going to say that as well, that it's an opportunity to run a few running plays and kind of keep things safe and get back in and regroup for next week. But, yeah.
Definitely the first half, the Orioles were able to move the ball offensively, and second half was a different story. We don't have statistics, but not many yards, period, for the Orioles in the second half.
No, and I'm trying to even think of how many first downs they've had, which is very few. I mean, there were a lot of 3 and outs, and just had a hard time getting the ball moving.
And Waconia does really a good job tackling. You can see special teams they're able to keep the Orioles pinned deep in their own territory many times, and it's a real disciplined game that they played. So
they play a very good game all the way around. It's well coached. Play calling's good. The players know what they're doing. They also have a lot of seniors. They've been playing together a long time. Probably everybody kind of knows what everybody does, and they're seeing the fruit of that. But a really well played game all around by Waconia today. Hats off to them. They look to be throwing.
Yep. Good call, Paul. Quarterback keeper.
Yeah.
Elfman gets outside, goes out of bounds. 35-point game, so they're going to keep the clock running.
Yep. So you got kind of 2 options here. Either you're just sort of playing to let the clock go, or you're going to hurry up and go. And I can't tell which the Orioles are doing.
Looks like they're just nonchalantly going to.
Yeah.
They run trips to the far side. Ross to the near. And they're going to throw it. The receiver was not looking.
Yeah. Some miscommunication on that one for sure. And
I think this is going to do it.
Yeah.
I think we're down to 20 seconds.
The fans want one more.
Right. Fans are yelling.
That's going to be it.
Yeah. Coach has said, well, we've got to see enough here in the second half. We're content. Let the clock run out. And
that'll do it.
Waconia with their first win of the season. Corey Shea has to be very happy with the way his team came out in the second half. And,
absolutely.
First half was pretty, fairly close first half up until the end of that first half. But in the second half, it was all Waconia.
Yeah, it was all Waconia, and it was a closer first half, but they really did, Waconia really did start to pull away toward the end of the first half as well, and then came out with that onside kick to open up the second half, and it just kind of all fell apart from there.
So again, Waconia now 1-1, and St. Louis Park, the records are a little off there, but so Waconia 1-1, St. Louis Park 0-2. 49-14 our final score. We want to thank everyone who's tuned in for this game. We again thank you for joining us, and we look forward to a couple more games here as the season progresses. So on behalf of Paul, again, first of all, I want to thank you. You're always it's a pleasure to have you with me, and you act like a 10-year veteran, and so
well, I've been practicing since I was about 9 years old.
All right, so you act like a 25-year veteran. Well, let's change that one. But again, it's always a pleasure, and I look forward to our next one too. So
go Park.
All right, final score 49-14. Thanks again for joining us on behalf of our crew here for ParkTV 16. So long from St. Louis Park.